G'day mateys and welcome back to the Down Under Gamer channel. It is the Down Under Gamer here and we are back with episode 2 of our Imperium Universalis 2.2 total conversion mod for Europa Universalis 4 Rise of the Lydian Empire Let's Play campaign. So obviously at the end of the last episode we had come down and we had taken a bunch of territory from Caria and Cappadocia. This episode we're obviously looking at pushing down into Lydia, taking some territory from them so we can complete our first mission, and then obviously we will we'll have a look at where they are situated as far as allies and all that sort of good stuff are concerned. We got a bunch of rebellions coming up, getting ready to pop, so we will definitely see how things go, but that said, before we kick it off, guys, obviously if you're enjoying the content here on the channel, then smash that subscribe button, drop this video a like, feel free to share it, and leave your thoughts, comments, tips, tricks, all that sort of good stuff down in the comments section below. Obviously if you are new and you're just discovering Europa Universalis and Paradox games for the first time, and in particular the Imperium Universalis mod, then I will do my best to impart what little knowledge I have. So that said, without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. So we will start it on speed 1 and we will gradually build that up to speed 4. So I believe at the end of the last episode, so we were coring up our provinces that we'd just taken, so we will wait for them. We'd given some land to our respective estates, so as you can see here we've got things like gravel roads building, so that's the I believe it's the privileged town estate that does that for you, so very, very handy in the early stages of the game. Privileged town, or the equivalent of, depending on what faction you are and what government type and culture group and all that sort of good stuff, so definitely worthwhile giving them territory in the early stages of the game. So, but the goal will be, now I did actually try to record this yesterday, and unfortunately I did botch it a little bit, because it has been over 12 months since I have recorded games for the channel, and I'm just getting back into it. My screen recording software that I'm using, there's been a lot of updates and whatnot over the past 12 months, and as a result, when I went to save the episode, I accidentally selected the wrong option, and I completely lost everything that I'd that I'd recorded. So here we are, back to scratch today, but that's the joy of it. I know what I did yesterday, so maybe with any luck I can do it better today. So but apart from that, so obviously our goal will be to take these guys down. They're currently allied with Humes, that's right, so we were gonna take out these guys and get the territory we need to complete our mission, and then we were going to look at taking these couple provinces here, so that we could build a fort here, and then using the mountains we would have like a nice sort of like little buffer area there, and then what we could do is we could then look at sort of drawing up a nice little line against Assyria. So but it's actually quite interesting, even though they're still at war with Babylon and Urartu, which normally doesn't happen. They've actually managed to take territory from Hume, so who knows, maybe Assyria will hang in there. But one thing I have noticed in most games is Assyria, if she does get smashed and taken down that first war, normally Egypt turns on them, or they get broken up into smaller kingdoms through rebellions. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Let's pop the speed up. So what we will probably do is we'll look at maybe expanding the army, because what do we have? We've got 19 divisions at the moment, I believe. Yeah, we can have up to 31, so we'll try and get that up to maybe 26, so another 7,000 men. And then what we will do is we will, so we'll probably go another cavalry, 2 more skirmishers, and a bunch more infantry. That works, I think. Because numbers is something that's going to really benefit us. You know, obviously moving into a point where you know, a lot of the factions we're going to start moving against as far as our mission tree is concerned, they're more sort of like hoplite, you know, like Hellenic style factions, like the Ionian King city-states and whatnot here, and because they field sort of like the heavier hoplite style armies, obviously our sort of eastern factions don't really stand too well against them, so the big thing we need is numbers. So we give that a little boost, sure. Spend the money, give that a boost. Hopefully that will help keep some of these rebellions under control. Let's have a quick look around the map. So it looks like Assyria is pieced out in Urartu. They didn't take anything from the war by the looks of it, and so now it's just Assyria basically against Babylon and whatever allies they have out here. So okay, so Assyria may survive. It'll certainly be interesting to see like a sort of mid to late game with like a strong Assyria. We've never sort of seen that before, so that's concerning. Our king just went mad. That's yeah, wonderful. Obviously. So it's always good to you know, get a little bit of province development going. Also helps sort of boost the economy a bit and all that sort of good stuff. So at least I find, especially if you're starting with a reasonably strong faction in the beginning and you can field a decent army and all that sort of good stuff, then I do find that sort of, you know, building those province developments early is really going to help sort of carry you into the later games when you're like, you start upgrading your armies and they start sort of costing more money and all that sort of good stuff. But that's mine. Like obviously, that's my play style is obviously very different to a lot of other people, and I'm sure that there's a lot of more seasoned players out there that are going to tell you that that's you know, that's a wrong way to do it and all that sort of stuff, and that's fine. I'm not saying that my way is the right way. It's, you know, not necessarily the wrong way, but I'm not saying it's all necessarily the right way either. So we will slowly drill our men. So obviously when we start going to war with these more Hellenic style factions, that's hopefully that'll give them a little bit more of a bonus as well, or sort of, you know, make them a bit more durable. So, our king just died. That's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, it can be because he was mad, and that was a pretty negative trait to have. Damn, what do we got here? Civil war, stability less than 1. Okay, so that's our first priority. We need to get that. Oh yeah, so he's got pretty good that. He's pretty good there as well. Alright. So as soon as we can, we need to increase the stability, and hopefully avert and stave off this civil war. So that's one of the cool things about this mod, is it doesn't matter how you play it or what way you go. You're never going to have the same game twice. Like in the little when I attempted to record this yesterday, it's like this never happened at all. Never happens. So that's definitely one thing I think this game really reminds me a lot, in my opinion, of sort of like the Europa Barbarum mod for Rome Total War, in the sense that like no game was ever the same, and so as a result, like the playability of that mod for Rome was just like, it's just amazing. And you know, I could just keep going back, and I keep getting drawn back to that mod purely because of that. And for me, I think that's one of the big things about this mod. Like every time I play, like even from save to save, you know, if you have to go back and redo a save or something like that, then like the game is never 100% the same. So that's okay, we'll deal with these rebellions that have just popped up. So let's coronate. The supply limit there, so right, we should be able to. Alright, so before we go and jump ourselves into another war, so what we will do is we will, because we're getting big penalties at the moment because our manpower is too low, so we will pop our army maintenance down. War against. Okay, so it looks like we're putting our Manpower back up. The upside here is, as much as we don't really want to be getting into another war, we are going to get possibly, I'm not saying we will, but I'm saying we will possibly get a bunch of free city-states out of this. Possibly. We'll see what happens. Obviously not a great position to be in. We have a potential civil war looming, which is unfortunate. No, I don't want to attack because I can't afford to take the manpower losses. Because it'd be great to get that siege over with fast, so that I can then get all my men up here and still got a civil war coming. And I've got rebellions. Okay, so where can we do? So we probably need to boost that again. The civil war's about to pop. Yeah. So December this year, so I need to do something about it. Keeps getting absolutely chewed up at the moment. Wow. What do you do? So we'll put a couple temples up. So where are we? Okay, let's do something about this. Can make a state, which is also a bonus, but I think in the early stages of this game here, yeah, so we won't get too much for doing it, unfortunately. So we'll get 8, or it'll cost us 8 to maintain it, and then we'll get only 19 out of it, so it's only an extra 11 ducats. Like I can build a temple for that. So we'll probably skip that one. So let's get it up to speed 4. Let's get this civil war going, if that's going to be the case. So it's now saying that it's back to the 1st July, no, December. Okay. Support this. Prestige, that's good, nice little prestige, it's always a good thing. So it's pushed it back to January by the looks of it, okay. Reform, we'll say that is Pharaoh says inside the reform, give them better treatment. We need unfinished government, so government organisation. We do need that manpower. Reform the military. There we go. Stop the civil war. At least for now. Find them. So there we go. That was actually really lucky. But I love it. There's all these real random missions. Some of them are absolutely going to ruin you, such as like an ally just deciding that they want to take over a neighbour and then dragging you into some random war. And then just random missions like that, which just give you a bunch of manpower and save you from civil war. So that's awesome. I doubt that's going to happen again. Or I'll be that lucky, I should say. So how are we looking? Alright, so we should be reasonably okay now. We'll work on increasing that stability, because that stability is obviously a big thing. That's going to help save you from things like civil wars. It's going to help save you from things like corruption if your corruption's too high. So a positive stability will help reduce your corruption, all that sort of good stuff. So we'll drop these forts back down now that these rebellions are dealt with and the war is over. And we'll go back to drilling these guys, and we'll just reinforce our army and hopefully build up our manpower a little bit. So that's definitely set us back. So this is probably going to be a pretty uneventful episode, and then we will look at providing there's no other crazy events which put us on the verge of civil war or succession crisis or anything like that. Then we will look at doing our campaign against Lydia and Hume and whatnot. So, but challenging times. This game, one of the things that I find was really entertaining. I don't know if they still have it in the loading screens here, but I remember in the original build of the mod, they had a quote that came up that said, "If the game's too difficult, then try was it Rome 2 Total War?" I always laughed about that because obviously I did play a lot of Total War games, and I've played Rome, and although it's a great game, and unless you're actually playing a modded version of it, it is reasonably easy. So, but this is definitely a very, very, very challenging game. But hats off to the modder and the modding team that created it. They've done an amazing job. So, and it looks like Syria has survived. I'm not sure if Babylon took anything in that war, but that's always interesting to see, actually. And Syria, that's very much intact. That's possibly taken land and may have lost a little bit of land down here in the form of Syria breaking away. But all the same, still very cool. Thing we need to worry about is the fact that we now no longer have an heir. So we need to actually go and have a look at our list of allies and see if we can get a royal marriage with anyone, which we probably can't due to the fact that they're Ionian. Where are royal marriages? A no. That's a no. Ethos is a no. They're a no. Phesos, no as well. Okay, so I can't get a royal marriage with, but what I can do is get a royal marriage with these guys, because I'm now down to 7 allies. So let's find some people that we can do a royal marriage with, and possibly an alliance. I actually do a royal marriage with Hume. That's interesting. actually do a royal marriage with them, that is going to ruin. Okay. Salamis. Royal marriage with Salamis. Okay, that works for me. So I've got one more that I can do a royal marriage. Sure, why not? Now these guys, so we can do alliance, wonderful. And Salamis we should be able to do an alliance as well. In February. And an alliance with these guys as well. Okay. So that gives us our full alliance capacity. We've got a bunch of royal marriages now, so that's good. Our army is back to full strength, which is fantastic. They're drilling away nicely. Manpower's building up. What else have we got going on? So our privileged town estate is building plenty of roads for us, which is good because that will improve income. It'll improve, I believe it's yield, is it production as well that improves? No, it reduces construction time, it increases trade value, increases the number of buildings you can have in the province, which is always a good thing, and improves friendly movement speed and decreases hostile movement speed. So that's definitely good for them to be doing that for us. Coinage, so now would actually be a really good time to head to the north and take out those countries, because Byzantium's just embraced coinage, and coinage would be very beneficial for us to have at this stage. But we do want to focus on completing that first mission, so that's what we'll do. But that said, we are way over time, so I am going to call it here. I do apologise that this episode wasn't overly exciting. It was just like fighting rebels and staving off a civil war and all that sort of stuff. But that said, guys, obviously if you enjoyed this episode, then smash that subscribe button, drop this video a like, and leave your thoughts, tips, all that sort of good stuff down in the comment section below. Without further ado though, thank you very much for watching. This is the Down Under Gamer signing off. Cheers, mates.